Well, hello all, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know what my camera's doing. I hope you're doing very well. I've had a bit of a rough day myself. I woke up not feeling the best. I ended up being best friends with my toilet for a little while, and then I decided I'd go downstairs, and just as well I have a toilet downstairs. So anyway, I'm feeling better now. Well, actually, no, I'm feeling okay. Hello, commentator auditor. But needless to say, not a lot got done today. So, yeah, I didn't really start doing anything till about 11 o'clock. So hello and welcome. But I don't really want to gross you all out at the moment. Oh, boy. Well, it would seem that Katie does not like getting orange videos. Tell you, I get them all the time. Most of my videos are orange. This is what she shared on her community tab. Hello, hey everyone. Today has been the day from hell with technical issues, and I've been fighting with YouTube monetization system all night on the same video. I'm trying one more time, then calling it a night. I had the whole video totally done, and I thought I was fine with meeting requirements. I don't care about money. I care about people seeing the videos, and once the yellow icon of death shows up, it's a given that YouTube will not push the video out. Sorry for the issues. I'm so sorry. Now, it's funny, with all the videos that I get that are yellow or orange, just ask my manager, people still get to see mine. I'm going to show you. We're going to go for a walk behind the scenes. I'm sorry that this is just the auto and everything's mucking up. You know, we're going to go for a walk around down the channel monetization section, and I want to just show you a few things as well. All right, so if it loads. So as we know that once you're a creator, you get the creator studio. It's funny. Anyway, so if we look at, so this is the last stream that I did, and this gives you all the analytics here and the summary of the last 28 days, what my top videos were in the last 48 hours, the latest comments, posts, published videos. So if I go into content, okay. Yeah. So you'll see all of these are green. This one has a copyright claim, but it's still monetized because I did a cover of a song. It's shared, but generally everything's okay. There's another copyright claim. Wait, KJ, you don't care about money, but you're trying to get the video into compliance so it can be monetized. Exactly, commentator. That's what she's saying. It's so that people can see it. These ones, this one I made 18 plus. So as soon as you make it 18 plus, it's limited, and it says this is limited. This video is running limited with no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. It remains fully playable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube Premium. So the only money that you get from limited is from people that have YouTube Premium. Okay. I went through a run there. So because I want to show you a new feature that's happened. We get to my live streams. Oh, look, it's green for now. Quite often by the time I go to bed, there. So this one is limited. Limited. So if as soon as it's 18 plus, it becomes limited. So that one became ineligible. For some, like they made it ineligible because I made it 18 plus, but usually they're limited. Hello, Caitlin. You're here for the tantrum? Yeah. So when I go down to, if I go down to monetization, okay, So you've got your super chats, your membership. And so if I click on ads, now this is a feature that is brand new to YouTube. Now this is funny. It says, it looks like you may have made some mistakes on recent videos, which is really quite funny because I'm going to show you in a minute. All right. So it says, in the past 90 days, YouTube rated 3 of your videos as limited ads. You gave none of those videos the same rating. However, what happens is they may have done that, but what I've done is you put in for a manual review. So they said that we haven't matched, but there's only one video that did not get overturned. Every other video got overturned. Hello, wind whistles. So what Katie can do is you go into the ads. So this says view feedback. So this was the one that did not get overturned, but everything else is green since this process. You go into here and it will have action and it will ask for manual review. So last night's video was orange. I came in this morning and I ticked it for a manual review and it's now been turned over to green. So you can actually get the videos manually reviewed. They sometimes do take a little while. The other thing is that now when you upload videos, it will ask you whether there's language in it, whether there's swearing, whether there's violence, whether it's adult themes. I always tick yes to all of those. But yeah, I just like it how it says it looks like you may have made some mistakes on recent videos because they're not my mistakes. They're YouTube's mistakes. Exactly my point. It is not fully monetized. It is still playable and viewable, just limited runs, which means KJ doesn't make as much money. Yes, commentator, that's my whole point. Now, she's trying to state that it means that it's not viewable and that it's not going to get into the algorithm. But people still find my videos, even though most of them are yellow. And most of you know that where the conversation goes a bit obscured. Busy Bee, she won't tell you what was wrong with it. Anyway, I missed the first tanty. Right, so I've got to show you a video first because she went live first before she had the tanty. So I'm going to show you that one first, and then we're going to show you Mrs. Care's got the, it went for all of 2 minutes, and she cracked it. Then she came back, and she cracks it again when it goes orange again. The other thing is, this is the other thing, is that, because this is what Rick has spoken to me about it, is that you can actually not make it, you cannot publish some, you can actually have the video get checked. And so before you even publish it, you actually know whether it's going to get monetized or not. But she just does publish anyway, and then you find out when it does all the checks. If you click continue, it remains private until it's done all the checks, and then you can make it public. It's all about the money for KJ. If this doesn't prove it to her, I have it. Well, they believe her when she says it's about. They believe her when it's about not getting the message out there, because I think it's about Josh Duggar. I think it's a video on Josh Duggar. All right. So here's the first one of the day. This is 10 minutes. She wasn't on for very long today.
Because this is phenomenal. I got a message from somebody from Gwen Shambolin's church, Remnant Fellowship, who left, and she was inspired by my video.
She was inspired by her video. Better than the Irish. Is there a day without a... Oh, this one's a beauty, though. This is a beauty. Better than the Irish. This is one of the... This is some of the best tanties I've seen for a while. No, I think it's because of the trolls, not because of her. No, they think it's... Yeah, well, that's right. And, like, she talks about... on I think I saw something on Twitter about her saying that one day when the trolls leave her home, she can go back onto Twitter.
To share her story on her TikTok. And I just want to show you a clip of her TikTok and just if you want to follow her, I think she could give you a great understanding about Gwen and what this cult was all about. It's phenomenal when you can hear people's stories about their experience, so that it's not just me saying, oh, it's a cult, this is terrible. You know, it's...
Thank you for covering this story. I've been binging, she says, I've been binging your channel. I think she means binging.
You can get affirming testimony from people that share with you their experience, and they can somehow find healing in that and help others that might be wanting to leave. It can be so beneficial. So this is actually a woman named Emily.
Emily, like, I contacted the girl from Gwen Trampolines and sent her the Preacher Boys, like, oh, wow, okay, be interesting. We'll see what happens. So this is her. Todd says hi from the other room. Hi from the other room.
10, my mom and I started attending a church at someone's home. So we would go there, it would be broadcast out for remote members. The church is out of Nashville, Tennessee, and the name of the church to this day is Remnant Fellowship. The diet program offshoot is known as the Way Out Workshop, still is today. Let me explain. The program was for people.
Now, she's sharing this on her channel. I don't know whether she has the woman's permission. You know how, like, she talks about people, you know, showing her stuff? When she was live the other night, he had to, that's right, he had to say, don't forget, I've got band practice. That's right, we did see that. So, again, TikTok and Instagram are different platforms, so she can actually do it. But, you know, she can't complain that people do take her Instagram.
Feeling like they needed to lose weight, and it was advertised as a faith-based way of doing that. So the program would promote philosophies such as eating like a thin eater. If you want to eat and you're not hungry, pray to God instead. Overeating is a sin against God. Given all these inputs, members would often lose.
Well, actually, having too much could be deemed a sin. But we could go in and have, I could go in and give you a theological sermon, but I won't, about that. Technically they are right, but anyway.
Weight mostly because they just weren't eating. I know I did. I would be so hungry I couldn't sleep at night, but I lost a lot of weight. Like for part 2, as a faith-based. So she has an entire 5-part series where she talks about what the beliefs were of the cult, how much she ate, how little she ate, how Gwen made people feel afraid of eating, how she had such was so physically weak.
Now, don't forget, managed it earlier today. This is the other problem that I have, is now she's talking about somebody that is no longer with us. Yes, gluttony. She's talking about somebody who is no longer with us, and people are grieving and mourning. And now is not the time. Now is not the time.
That she could barely participate in physical activities as a teenager. So her sorry, I'll show you the second video. Her actual TikTok is Emily Lynn Grandin on TikTok.
There you go. She's just given out the person's name and details. But anyway, so
EEMILYLIN Grandin, GRANDON. So if you have TikTok and you're interested in hearing her story, I would absolutely.
As someone who had an eating disorder for years and was hospitalized many times, this breaks my heart. First time I caught you live, so hungry, cushy, couldn't sleep, OMG.
Check it out. There's a lot of people that are feeling like super empowered, like emboldened to speak out. I think they're sad about the tragedy, but they feel like they can finally have a safe space because she can't be here. She's not here anymore. She can't make them feel bad. She can't shame them anymore. She can't shun them. She can't speak ill of them.
She can't, essentially, Katie's saying she can't defend herself, so all gloves are off. Which is tacky, in my opinion. KJ is blind to reading the room. I just think it's tacky. Now is not the time.
It's over for them in so many ways. And so a lot of these people are starting to feel a sense of freedom. So it's sad what happened, but it's also pretty amazing to see people sharing their stories. And I really do hope that more and more people feel motivated and feel inspired to speak out. The only way that you can kind of, I think, break the biggest thing that thrive on is silence. They thrive on people being silent and too scared to speak. And the more that you are bold in what you say.
I can't seem to figure out TikTok. What's the latest on Josh? I love your channel so much. Hello, Plan to Create. Plan to Create helped me today, and I've spent a lot of money. I asked her for some advice, and like $100 later. No, that's social normal. So I don't think she's ever heard of. If you don't have anything good to say anything. Look, I have no doubt that people are going to come out and share their story, but we're like, they're still like, why am I saying like all the time? Been watching too much KJ. It's just that there are times and there are places, and now is not the time, nor is it the place to be talking about this now. Let them grieve. Oh, cool. Yes, your order is ready to post. Oh, yes, and I've spent money with Plan to Create as well. I tell you. I've been spending the money, but I need good advice. So, okay, this church lady tragedy died a few days ago, and yet she's still... Yes, she is. So I'll tell you what, I'll have to, when I get all my stuff, I'll have to do show and tell. So between, Plan to Create and the stuff that she advised me on. Hello, Dee. Yeah. But yes, Busy Bee, it's all about the money.
The more that you can spread your experience so that other people know, one, don't get stuck in what I got stuck into. It's not your fault that you got involved in it. And two, that you leaving didn't send you to a fiery place in hell. You didn't die. You didn't lose everything. You aren't, an apostate or whatever their term is in this group for someone that leaves. They all have their words for people that leave. They all have their words about people that leave these cults. And if
someone says, I'm watching the Duggar playlist. I love it. And then someone says, we love you.
Defector, you're often ridiculed and minimized and said, like, your story doesn't matter. You have no credibility. Well, this leader is gone, so it doesn't matter. You do have credibility. You've always had credibility.
No way. The leader's gone? No way. Thank you for bringing all this to light. You are helping so many. Silence gives cult leaders power.
So if you have more stories and you've done more and you've shared more, please, please, please send me your messages. I'm loving seeing these. I got like 3 or 4 messages yesterday from more survivors from this cult. And it's like hearing from you guys and knowing that you guys are doing okay, as hard as it's been, and the lasting scars that you've gone through. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you witnessed the glue sticks. One girl told me about how...
Where's the glue sticks come from? I thought she was talking. I don't believe that the glue... Is this the... I thought... Is she messing up? Is she messing up her narrative about the cults? Where did the glue sticks come in? From the Shambling thing. I thought she was putting that on the IBLP. Or is she now saying that they all use glue sticks? Please help me make more money. That's essentially what she's saying. And if you've missed the start, I actually took you to the back end of the channel, like to the channel bit, to show you how you can actually get your monetization, or your orange bars reviewed. Look at their lips, so they can't eat.
There was a mom that carried around a glue stick at the church and would use the glue stick on her daughter in the church services. It's horrible. It's horrible. So silence gives these people power. The more people that speak out, the harder it is for them to refute it, the more strength you have.
But the person's died. Like, this is the thing. When Shambling cannot defend any of this because she's not here. And I think it's highly tacky. Tacky, I tell you, tacky.
Is for them to refute it, the more strength you have with the people that hear your stories, believe you, respect that. They know that you're not, it's like, it's not your fault this happened. I think some people feel like they're so ashamed, like, oh, I got stuck in this group. Like, it's not your fault. These leaders are so smart. They prey on people that are vulnerable. They have a need.
Who does that remind you of? Not can enforce any of her. Who does that remind you of, preying on the vulnerable? And I'm sorry about my hair. It needs to be cut, but I've got another 7 days that I have to wait now. If it goes any longer, I'll be like the shaggy dog.
And they exploit that. Nobody goes to somebody and says, I'm going to become a cult member. You can have all of my time, my energy, my money. I'm going to obey you blindly. Like, that's not how these ever start. It always starts with...
Hello, Dee. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Keeps them when they're down type of person. She's heartless. Yep, she just said that. Yeah, a few people have messaged me and said, how, what's the best way to support you? And channel membership is the best way to support me. And, it's 99 cents or $1.47 Australian. So I've made it really cheap. Shaggy Joe. So anyway.
Deep need in the person and a leader that exploits that need. And then a community that keeps that person because they make friends, they have family there, and then there's fear that makes them stay. So I hope as the days continue to go on, more of you guys feel empowered to share. And I also hope that you can spread some love to some of these survivors that are sharing these stories, because it's inspirational to me to know that in a small way, even though I didn't experience this, that I could somehow make someone feel like they could have the space to share.
So, hello, Katie Jo. I love see your content and channel. It's just awful. Josh has not got arrested and let go his bad guy and deserves to have the books thrown at him. I have a boyfriend. My name is Barbara. Did you hear her say she can't guarantee a safe space? Did you hear her say that? Or did she say that? Like, it's up to the creator as to how they create their space. This is a safe space, and that's intentional. I don't know how you can say, I want you to tell your story, but I can't guarantee a safe space.
And they felt like inspired to share because of it. And all of these survivors in my DMs saying like, hey, you got this right. This is exactly what's happening there. I'm so glad someone is finally speaking out about this and validating what I felt and know that it's not okay. Love and support to all, yes. And
someone says, can you interview someone who left the IBLP ATI cult? You deserve it. I watch you everyone. Well, thank you very much, Dee. I really appreciate it. KJ has a black heart and she has no morals or boundaries. She will say and do anything for the almighty dollar, says Julie. Thank you for your time. I enjoy it. It is lots of fun. That's why I try and get on every night.
For those of you that are survivors, this community has a lot of people. So I can't promise you that it's a safe space, but there's a lot of people.
There you go. Oh, there you go. She just said it. I can't guarantee you it's a safe space. It's up to you, Katie Joy, to make it a safe space. That's your job. You as the creator set the boundaries for your community. The cult of KJ. Oh.
Comments that have come from different cults. Lots of survivors. And we're learning, as we cover more and more of these groups, that a lot of you guys have the exact same scars and fears and sadness and losses and experiences. Might not be the same group, but so many of you seem to grieve the same way.
Love to all the survivors of religious abuse. Hubby yelled at me yesterday to quit talking to you all out loud. I'll be reading swear now and again, so be warned.
Many of you seem to grieve the same way. So there can be hope sometimes when you just have someone that's like, I get you. I understand. Religious abuse is awful. And it really does rip at the soul of who you are. It changes your entire identity. It's the worst form of abuse in so many ways because it strips you of how you think about the world and how you are supposed to think about a world in this way. And then,
really? That's the worst type of abuse? We hold hands, front hug, side hug. We are both good Christians.
You wake up and you realize that whole world that you believed in was a lie. And it's a form of domestic violence. So
did you know that? It's a form of domestic violence. Religious abuse is a form of domestic violence. I haven't quite worked that one out. Sarah loves donuts. You're our expert. Is that a correct statement? I'm so good. We've got people that I'm so happy that we've got people that are qualified in all different types of areas I can call on. What about that statement, Sarah? She will know as she is the recovering Catholic. Yes, that's right. She's the recovering Catholic. Let's play that again.
realize that whole world that you believed in was a lie. And it's a form of domestic violence. So keep being strong. I have one more video coming. Yeah, some of us were not parts of cults too in this police. Yes, lots of people here are not part of cults, but they are super supportive of people that are coming from this kind of world. Some of the people here are just atheists that hate to see people hurt through these kinds of religions. You'll find a lot of people here. Religious people, non-religious people, people in between, spiritual people. But the common ground is that everyone here hates when people use religion to hurt people. And we do our best to expose the stories. And I'm getting so many...
I feel the love. I think that's what she's saying. That is my interpretation of it. However, I'm not really sure. I'm interested in what you think about that. Emotional abuse is violence against the psyche. So, yeah, I'd be interested. Do you think so?
Fuss for all these different cults now, and I just saw someone sent me a message about some group in New York and some sort of sexual abuse thing related to a religious school for teenagers. It's never ending, the number of stories that are happening. So that's what I have for right now. Check out Emily's TikTok if you want to follow her. I'm sure she'd love the support. And hopefully she'll engage here, but I just wanted to share that with you. And maybe, just maybe, I can get someone from this group that wants to come on my channel and actually talk about it, because I think it would be super powerful to hear from some of you. Some people are going to be scared. They don't want to go with their last names, and I get it. But the more we can expose the underbelly of these groups, the better we can help other people leave. All right, I'm going to finish my...
Yeah, she finished. That's what I thought too. I think she's crazy. I've never witnessed abuse in my religion. Yeah, I got that was my impression, that she was saying that all religions were cult-like. But you know, diet culture is considered a cult by some, but they're not just religious. I mean, you've got you look at all the fads. You know, you've got the keto, and you've got the, they're not necessarily religious either. Don't do it, says Mima. All right, back to stretch. All right. So then she came live. So this is from courtesy of Mrs. Care. Thank you, Mrs. Care. You are a legend. This is 2 minutes. Okay, this is tantrum 1. All right.
The money is arbitrary. The problem with the yellow is that because YouTube says that it's restricted. And it's annoying, because I was really careful in the video not to say anything. So I was like, no, you can't see it, because I had to remove it, because I had to edit it.
You do know, Katie Joy, that you could just ask YouTube to review it. It does mean that it's orange until it's reviewed, but if it passes, it goes green. So if we subscribe to you, we still can't see it. So people are asking her, why did she take it down, and why can't they see it? And that's what this is about at the moment. And she's gonna get really cross. Your money is just simply a bonus. Keep on making videos. I only listen to you.
All right, got something stuck in IP. So.
Yuck, Mrs. Cares just wrote.
No, you can't see it. It's already removed. It's gone. How many times have I said it's been deleted?
I received a notification for the video and the email, and while I was watching it, it was taken down. So people aren't very happy that the video was taken down while they were watching it. It's weird that their requirements for what they see is green. She just did pick her teeth.
It doesn't really, they're just weird. I don't know. No, they didn't tell me.
I think there's a cat meowing in the thing you hurt your tooth of. Oh, I don't know. I asked you if you were going to re-upload it. Can you answer the question? That person's going to get blocked because you can't do that. No class, no manners. So
I know their requirements are so weird. Like some videos do fine and other ones are just like, yes, I'm going to re-upload it.
can you hear the cat meowing in the background?
Do you guys just type things just to be? I don't get it. No, they don't tell you what to fix. You have to just go through and figure it out.
Someone says, you do realize people join late and you can't rewind. Right. Hello, Kino.
I cover the AUB all the time, every day, with the sister wives. Hey, Carrie, you do.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see what Kerry said. It says, that's crazy. I was watching it and then bam, it was gone. I'm sorry. I'm just going to rewind it because I'm going to see what this Kerry said. I missed what Kerry said. She's going to single Kerry out.
Hey, Carrie, you do realize if you're trolling, you can, like, not troll. Yeah.
Can you post it to IG?
No problem, Enchanted. No, I'm not posting it to Instagram. Are you guys?
There you go. There was that one. So she wasn't very happy. People asking. I mean, how dare they ask to go somewhere where they can watch it and she can't make money from it? Like, hello. Oh, she wasn't very happy with that one, was she? All right, then we go a second time. Oh, dear. So what's your impression of that one at the moment? What did you think of that 2 minutes? So she keeps saying it's not the money, but she has to have it monetized. Like, hello? All right. Here we go. The second one. This one's 13 minutes. Oh, you just can't sleep? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Here we go. Yes, I'm screen recording and you can all see it. I really like, yeah. And then I realized I actually haven't pulled it down.
Issues with the video. Take me an extra few minutes to get this video up. I'm just re-uploading it, so if you are up soon. I had to remove the video. I removed the video.
I removed the video. Oops. I'm just checking to make sure that it did record.
I had to re-edit the video and remove a few things.
I'm dying that people didn't get what you were saying. Goodness. I'm dying that people didn't get what you were saying. Goodness. Someone says eyeshadow popping. The way that she's speaking as well. Hello, Into the Wild. Oh, lovely. Thank you for the super sticker. Very much appreciated. She's so patronizing. Can't imagine what she's like to live with. It's the way she's talking is very patronizing. Wow, thank you very much. I'm just, yeah, overwhelmed, actually.
The video is not on my channel. It's not on my channel right now. Yeah, I don't know. Seeding was because the northern, serious. Sometimes I feel like when I come on.
Sorry, I messed that up. Sorry.
The video is not on my channel.
Sorry about that. Oh, that's good that your item's in LA. I'm so happy to see that. She does look like, well, she did pull some out in her other video. I see borderline personality disorder. KJ is back. Says Christine. She talks like she's speaking to 5-year-olds. Yes, I know. It's very patronizing. I actually was like very upset. She's so bored with her subs. Yeah.
Not on my channel right now. Yeah, I don't know.
And now she's put a filter on. I know you are aggravated with some posts, but sometimes I think you don't realize that some of us are fairly new and don't understand how things work. That person be called a troll.
Nobody's upset. Nobody's upset.
People were complaining about your video. I'm sorry that I came across wrong. Why are these people apologizing?
Nobody's complaining about my videos. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. I'm just having to do a few things. So
what we have here is a failure to communicate. LOL.
Only my point. Serious. Sometimes I feel like when I come on here to tell you stuff that's going on, you guys want to fix it for me. And I'm not asking for anyone to fix it. I'm not asking for suggestions.
I get you're irritated by it. It came across the way. Thanks for clarifying, and I'm glad everything's okay now. Your teeth are perfect, says somebody.
I'm honestly just coming on here telling you what's going on.
Question about YouTube. Do you get paid the same if someone skips an ad versus watching the whole ad? I've always wondered. There are skippable ads, and they get paid after as soon as the countdowns happened. It's like watching a train running out of control, getting ready to wreck, and the engineer is under the influence and asleep. Just the whole way that the patronizing tone is what's got me.
I don't have any lipstick on right now. I don't know where I got this shirt, to be honest. I think I got it last year.
It's probably Toads, because remember, she doesn't listen to music. No, she doesn't cry in this one. Why did you call me a troll? I'm a member. Someone else says it's the weirdness of YouTube that is wrong. She looks at the people in her chat and thinks, wow, they just adore me. I'm the queen. You idiots believe everything. Yes, if someone said you called me a troll, but I'm a member. Maybe
Daydreamer, but I don't remember. Sometimes when I'm just like coming on here to tell people, it's like, man, I just want to tell you what's going on. I'm sorry if I called you a troll, if you're a member. Please don't take things personal.
I can't imagine working on the video and having it go yellow. That would pee me off. Happens to me all the time. She's bad to her bread and butter. It depends on your motivation for YouTube. Sad she doesn't even know her members. Yeah. Oh.
There are a lot of trolls that troll, though.
No, it's Instagram. So there's not the only way that she would know if they're paid for anything, if they're a badge member, is if they buy a badge. So this is Instagram. This isn't YouTube. So she wouldn't know who's a member and who's not. She wouldn't know who's her YouTube members and who's not. So the thing is, she should be treating them all with kid gloves in case they are. Someone says, I've always wondered why certain cults don't allow people of color. Not that we'd want to join, but yeah, just a question, you know. So now we're going to get a lesson. Not personal. I think she might want to listen to her own advice. Says KJ, I'm sorry. They think you look and act like a balding, itchy, vile troll, says Jenna. She takes it personally because it's usually her causing it. I'm still learning the difference between everything, says Winwood. Yeah, that's fine. It's very, yeah. So what they can do down here, it says buy, and you can buy a badge. And I don't know what the payment rate is, but it says buy a badge to support without a crystal ball, and you end up with a love heart next to your name on Instagram. I just don't think you put and domestic violence in the same category. I think it's dangerous for people to redefine these things, says Laura. I think it could, I mean, it's one of those ones where it could possibly be if it was occurring in the family, but if domestic violence usually means, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's just really hard. It's all about the Civil War again and slavery. Yes, it is about Civil War again and slavery. Totally clueless. Hello, Bella. All right, well.
It's not even, I've always wondered why certain cults don't allow people of color, but then they'd want to join. But yeah, just a question, you know. Some of the fundamentalist cults are just, well, honestly, they're really racist. Like the AUB. So I don't know, you asked about the AUB and the FLDS. And the reason why some of these groups split from so inherently.
You're ready for your next, you're ready for your religious and history lesson? And I apologize if you're from either of these groups too as well. I'm just going to apologize straight out.
The Apostolic United Brethren and the Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, they are racist. And that's because the way that polygamy and the way that the scripture, whatever that is, yeah, the Kingstons are as well. Because basically they don't allow people of color into the temple. And so some people left mainstream Mormon LDS in the 80s when they started allowing people of color into the priesthood or the temple. Because prior to then, there was no people of color allowed in the temple. So yes, there's a lot of people.
Okay, so they absolutely can be, in my opinion, an abuser can bar you from practicing, force you to anticipate that. Okay. This we was all right. Well, thanks for your clarification, Sarah.
Within that specific sect of fundamentalism that are racist.
I don't think I've seen a black person on any of the Duggar episodes. Now I come to think of it. Everyone who watches reality TV know that there are lots of black people who are LDS. She's hello, Teen T, 90 T4.
And the IBLP are also pretty racist as well. But a lot of the fundamentalist extremists are, yes. They're like, the best I can describe it is a lot of these sects are from the deep south, and they're part of like the alt-right, very alt-right, that are like...
When someone says 1994, okay, all right. Ben Seawald has a friend who's African American. I'm likely to mess it up again, so I apologize in advance. 99. Oh, I can see it now. Sometimes I'm just a bit slow. And then someone else says, here where she screws up, Texas comments. Yes. So she says, someone says, Katie, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much.
Obsessed with the Confederacy. So like the IBLP, their Advanced Training Institute, the curriculum that they teach kids, a lot of it is about the Civil War and being really mad that we lost the Civil War. And like they're obsessed with the generals from the Confederacy. And they claim that they're not mad about they claim it has nothing to do with slavery. They say that they're mad that they lost because they lost states' rights. But they fail to talk about how the reason why they wanted to stay.
Someone says, Ben has friends on the show. He rapped with them. Oh, that's a good screenshot. Is anyone screenshotting that? How do we get back to slavery? Oh dear. It's as horrible looking as a kid is as horrible as looking a kid in the room for 9 hours. It says 1994.
Why they were seceding was because the northern states and the abolitionists were working federally to abolish slavery. And these states, heavily in the South, relied on slave labor for their farming and plantations. So a lot of the...
Sarah says, people get hung up because they think violence is physical action, but domestic violence encompasses the actual physical, spiritual, and emotional abuse. See, for me, and the thing is, for me, I'm going domestic means same household. That's how I see domestic. So, you know, like people that you live with. And so I guess that's why I struggle to put spiritual abuse unless it's within the same household. It could be like that's how it could be, but yeah, it's just that word domestic that has me at the moment. However, it's all about abuse. Thank you. Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's still abuse. Yeah. So at the end of the day, but spiritual abuse in the same home and community, right? See, it's about community, but I think, as I said, it's that word domestic. I think we have to look at redefining that domestic I think, or changing the way that we think about domestic. For me, as I said, I think of same home. I don't think of, to me, yeah, I didn't think of domestic as community. So thank you for that insight, Sarah Loves Donuts. That's quite insightful. Was under the same impression. I always took it as being in the same household. Yes, that's right, Wind Whispers. So did I, and that's why I had trouble with the definition. And so we have to now, I think, educate people that domestic just means also community. And if you think about it, I guess, yeah, everyone his case is different. Financial, verbal, emotional, physical, or ways of abusing someone. Yes, Lisa. There's lots of different ways of abusing people. But yeah, it was the word domestic. It's the word domestic that's had me just be, I guess, closed-minded about it being the same house. I think that's all I'm trying to say. But and that's why I'm glad there are people on here that have the qualifications and that can speak about it, because it's about education. Oh wow, Alberta, it's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
Generals were slave owners or plantation owners or just people that supported slavery. And so they'll say it's about not wanting to have they want to have states' rights and not have federal oversight, but the fundamental argument came down to slavery. So when someone says that they're not, they're mad.
Someone says, what did I miss? Just joining. Jesus was not white, but olive coloured. Ironic that they love Jesus but hate or dislike non-whites. It's not true. Wind Whispers, I agree with you there. I've learned something new as well. And that's what this is about, educating. Education and expanding our minds.
That's the Civil War because it's about, well, now we have federal oversight. No, they're really just mad because they wanted to have slaves. They literally wanted to have slaves. They didn't want to have to pay people for work. They wanted to be able to still have someone that's not considered a human, right? They can't vote. They don't have rights. So, right, the Civil War was 100% about slavery, but these people will twist it.
So see how there is these two. Oh, I can't show you because the thing's going to come up. I'll show you in a minute.
And they'll say it wasn't about slavery.
So here, see how there's this heart? It says this person bought a badge and there's two love hearts. Well, they bought two they've already bought a badge, so they've just bought their second badge. And so every time you buy a badge, it adds a heart. So that's how you know. So now that person will have two badges next to the name. She has no idea about abuse or slavery. Oh, look, I don't know. I don't know anything about American Civil War history. So I think you think they're $5, Busy Bee? Yeah. So that means that, yeah, that person's bought two badges.
We seceded because we wanted states' rights. We wanted the right to make our own choices. We didn't want the federal government to tell us what to do. But the reason why they were seceding was because they didn't want the federal government to tell them that they couldn't have slaves. So it's kind of like mental gymnastics. They always can find a way to justify whatever their position is to try to say that they're not racist. But at the end of the day, the Civil War was about slavery. And after the Civil War happened, there was something that happened with the Constitution that basically made it so no states could ever secede from the federal government. So there's actually a law on the books that says that no state is independent of the government of the United.
Well, stop and sniff the flowers. Yeah. So there's nobody that's talking at the moment that has already bought badges. So she can. So can she? She always changes or deletes her words. Yes, she does. Now she'll show how ignorant she is.
states. So while each state has independence of sorts, where they have their own government, no state has the ability to actually secede from the government because the government is the states. I hope that makes sense.
So someone says, can I ask why you took down the latest Duggar video? It amazes me that people actually pay her to be treated like preschoolers. Wrong, says Lisa. KJ is very uneducated for having a mother that was educated. Yes, that's correct, isn't it? Democrats wanted slaves and Republicans were against it. Is that true, Trace? I don't know. I can't tell you because I don't know anything about American Civil War history.
I've actually had to learn a lot about this since covering this. I already explained why the video is down. I'm re-uploading as we speak. So a lot of these groups are from like very deep South roots, Bible Belt Baptist, and a lot.
You opened my eyes to a lot of these family, especially the Duggars. I had absolutely no idea just how insanely crazy effed up they were. Insane. I don't have enough energy for that mental gymnastics. I grew up doing actual gymnastics. That's enough. So the Democrats started slavery. I wouldn't believe what she said about American history. Lincoln was a Republican. You also got to realize the parties were way different to that many years ago. I mean, it's like even in Australia, the political parties are so different to the way that they were many years ago too. You know, they change and evolve.
They wanted to have slaves. Yeah, it's amazing how they'll justify it. They'll be like, it's not about slavery. It's not about slavery, you guys. We just want states' rights. Like, no. Like, you literally you left the Union because you wanted slaves. Like, imagine being so greedy. And here's the thing. The states that were in the North that had farms and stuff, they weren't relying on slave labor, and they were doing really well. So imagine being a plantation owner back then, being so greedy that you don't want to pay anyone to work on your farm. You just want it for free.
We're getting close. Why is she talking about this? Because somebody mentioned about people of colour not being able to be in Fundy World. Imagine KJ being. The issue should be that America was built on the idea of a country that wasn't built on religion because they were against the theocracies, the idea of God choosing their leader. There's reasons why they put separation between church and states as well. She is really in a bad mood about this video. She is, and it gets worse. We'll have a look at her Twitter after this because it gets funny. Why not the good history along with the bad? Why not tell the good part of history along with there was slavery in the North as well, says Georgia. My husband just said she just likes to make stuff up.
And there lies the start of the Republicans who hate to pay taxes. Because a lot of these people also completely hate paying taxes. They will do a lot to avoid paying taxes. They will not have traditional jobs so that they can't have tax liabilities. It's ridiculous. Yeah, they've been removing a lot of these statues, which is good.
He said it's easy for stupid people to believe it was just about slavery. I don't think KJ knows about good IMO. KJ's in the monologue. You don't have to know what you're talking about. You just have to sound like you do, says Frank says, I know I'm late to party, and you probably covered this, but the tantrum late last night was eerily scary, like flip and physically hurt people. Did anyone else think that? We haven't got to that yet, but yeah, she wasn't very, very happy. It's not Republican. I know I hate paying taxes, but I know I'm not Republican. I hate paying taxes, but I know I don't think anyone likes paying taxes, Lisa. She's wrong about, hello, it's Derek. She's wrong about the South. It takes a quick look into the old court records in the South to see that many slave owners went to court to free their slaves before they could not into law. She's going to lose the hair she had left on the top of her head. Needs to go back to school. She truly has no clue, says Alberta. The not paying taxes or taxation is theft. Is more of a libertarian view, and they kind of are in the mix of Republicans, just like socialists get a mix of Democrats as well. Apparently, KJ doesn't know that there were slaves in New England, says Sarah. She doesn't know that the Republican Party originally fought to remove slavery. Go back to school, says Wind Whispers. Frank says she's always a hair away from a full murder bag, which her husband hides the boy in his room for a reason. Laura says, Frank, yes, gives me chills the way she was flipping out and then acting like it was because her followers were asking questions, gaslighting. KJ uses that term and she does it. Also, the Republican Party was started by black freed men and a few white men to counter the Dems who were slave owners. This is all in history books. See, this is all interesting. I'm learning stuff. Because, as I said, I can't tell you about any of that because I don't know any of it. And I wouldn't even pretend to try. Like I said, she needs to go back to school. She really doesn't know what's true in her mind. It'd be just like me all trying to give you a history lesson on American Civil War, and I, because, you know, the statement, if you can't bristle them with brilliance, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story or a good narrative, hey? Since she has a college education, I'd love to see her degree. Lincoln was the first Republican president who freed the slaves. She has the left view and is sticking to it and doesn't realize how that view was even formed.
So in Texas there's always this weird sect of people in Texas that want to secede. Like every few years there's this like huge push in Texas where these like people in the House and Senate are like, we're gonna secede, yeah.
Someone says, why aren't you on national TV? I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know none of this until we had to start cyber schooling with the kids.
Texas is gonna be its own nation. And that's why like Texas has its own grid. Like they left the grid and they're like, they're not on the grid anymore, and they're like done with the grid. And then suddenly
now see this person. So this person you would say is a supporter or a member because they bought 2 badges. And someone says, I'm a Republican and don't hate paying taxes, and I have a regular tax job, just so that you know. So this person has paid her money and she made a statement about the Republicans not liking to pay tax. They never left the power grid. The problems with education in the US is on full-on display, says Sarah Loves Donuts. We learn about US history in our schools, and it is that we Europeans know more about their history than KJ. Europeans, okay. Oh yeah, Europeans. Sorry, I thought Europeans. I go, what? They purposely made themselves their own independent part of the grid.
They have a massive power failure, and people are still talking about wanting to leave the United States, and they literally can't. Texas, you cannot leave the United States, so stop trying to leave. Well, if you're a Republican that doesn't hate paying taxes, I'm probably not talking about you. I'm talking about It did it again. It did it again. It's yellow. My video is yellow for like the 15th time. Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind. This flipped to yellow right away. And I just literally, I gotta go.
There you go. There you go. There you have it. And there you have it. She was not very happy. Yep, she just left. She said, I've got to go, and just left. That was it. State slaves that tried to form a party at the same time. This swarms to the parties. She has no clue about it. That set jaw rage. Yeah, it was pretty. Hey, you get to the point now where you just laugh. Like, I just laugh. I go, yeah, this video is going to be monetized. All bets are off. Let's go have some fun, hey? That's how you. And then what I do is when I wake up, I ask for a manual review, and then it's green by the end of the, within a couple of hours. Stop reading CNN history books. Okay. So she's done. Let me try and show you her Twitter. She's such a clown. Going back, I'm a non-traditional student, graduated 04-05. Same case. Just to get out of the kitchen, the heat was too much. She says, stop and sit. I have to create some history lessons because there are thousands that will believe her. Yes, that's right. Frank said, oh, wow, what happens? So what happens? So what the video means when it's yellow, the ads are limited. So it still gets played. You only get money from anyone that has YouTube Premium. I think you should end your stream today with just leaving without saying goodbye and loving the move, KJ. If you want to get demonetized, stop talking about politics, religion, and essay. She learned history from colouring books and have gas. Her friends. Oh, see how she shows that she wants to know why her video before she was fine. Oh, yeah, I know. I do see it in the other stuff, though, in the disorders. It never ceases to amaze me how people believe another person based on absolutely zero facts. Yeah, so here's her. Let's look at her. So your video, Janelle forced out of her rental home after sale. This is an interesting conversation. She should do research about Democrats and what they voted for in past history. She's such an idiot. All she does is jump on the closest bandwagon she thinks is popular. Now she's never had an original thought. I'm just sitting. I just laughed out loud. Opinions and facts are different things. She has a hard time separating the two. The cult of KJ is 10 strong. She's just a grandstanding narcissist. The whole Linda Lawrence, I'd like to ask a question, if I may. What is your evaluation of her continuing hate against all religions? With her upbringing, this is speculation, Linda, and I'm not usually one to speculate. This is what I think. This is my opinion, okay? And you know that I don't often do this, so this may be the one and only time I will speculate, because I'm not really qualified to talk about it. I'd say that we know that she talks about having a bad experience. I think that bad experience has traumatized her. And I think the way that she deals with that is to put everybody with a religion in that same box. And so whenever she's talking about it, it's her way of coping that. And that is why I think she's so toxic. It's because there has to have been something that's happened. Whenever we have something about bad behavior, whenever there is a bad behavior, there is always something behind it. And that's what there is something behind it. And I don't know what it is, but I just think there's something that's happened to her in the past that has created this. When I first went through the divorce, I actually gave up. It was put to me that I was very weak because Sarah disagrees, which is fine, and I put up a big barrier in front of myself and I became very, very hard because I had been accused of being too soft in the settlement of the divorce. And somebody had to sit me down and say, you've become a really, really hard person. I thought that I had to be really strong and hard and nasty because of that. And I've had to soften that down. That, as I said, that's just my opinion and my view. I mean, I don't have any qualifications, but it's good that Sarah just says that she disagrees. So I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are, Sarah, on that. But yeah, I just think that there's some type of trauma in there somewhere. Just zero self-awareness is Sarah, so she's supposed to be very unhappy with her life. I think she's just a narcissist, plain and simple. Oh, thank you, Esteric. Thank you so much for being so awesome and allowing people to vent. You're allowed to vent in here. So and then have your own opinion, not on her channel. I agree. Yeah, you are being kind. This is how adults talk. Exactly. As I said, I have no idea. I'm just... There is a lot more, in my opinion. I believe parenting impulsive narcissism with a sprinkling of overcompensating for a lower... Wow, that's interesting. It's the saddest display of toxic emotions from KJ. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. I believe that there was trauma and other mental... Yeah, there's something. Thank you for being willing to share your story to explain how you had... Yeah. So look, I'm a lot more softer now. I also, when I was very, very hard, I had no compassion. I had no empathy. I pushed everybody away. It was because, and I was also at that stage, I was on my own, and I had the kids to fight for. So I think, that's how I became. But yeah, I've definitely softened. I still think I've got a long way to go, though. I still have trouble being empathetic at times. But again, that comes. But I'm also very much self-aware now. But that's a very good point, Sarah. Yeah. But see, there is something that happens. Yeah. I'm not kidding, and I'm not trying to be mean. I've sat on this since I saw her a year ago. I don't see great trauma in her past. I see manipulation. Well, wow. See, I hadn't thought about it like that, Sarah. I always thought that type of behavior came from trauma. But see, I've learned two things tonight. So, yeah. Sometimes I think there has to be a reason KJ is the way she is. Other times I just think she's pure evil. Yeah. It's very interesting. All right. So then she says, I look forward to the day when trolls don't rule Twitter. When my followers actually engage again, this platform is stolen by my trolls will bounce back. She talks about followers. That's a cult that's a cult word. If the focus isn't on KJ, eventually works. its way there. Any and all her actions are selfish and used for self-preservation, says Stop and Sniff. No, not always. Trauma is a buzzword. I think so, Sarah. And I also think now, having listened or seen what your reasoning was, that trauma gets blamed for everything. Phenomenal and manipulative person. She isn't for anyone else but KJ, says Stop and Sniff the Flowers. Been watching anything has happened. KJ doesn't have the kind of trauma most abuse victims have. And when the focus is on who over compensating for lack of education subject, she tries to waffle all the way through on. So, but yes, so she refers to her subs or her viewers as followers, or her members as followers, when my followers can actually engage. I, for one, enjoy your Duggar updates. I know more about that clan than I should. That's good. This platform is utterly destroyed for me. The trolls have stalked, docked, harassed, and threatened so many people. People just don't engage because of them. Then the trolls claim it's because I block people. I block trolls. I think it's a combination of both previous and personality disorder, like one of triggered. Yeah, that's a good point, Frank. The internet sucks like that. If you go watch your Little People Big World stuff, I tapped out after season where the first two grandkids were born. I couldn't stand Amy, by the way. I am Team Matt all the way. Sadly, I don't think any of us were long enough to see that change. I don't engage because I don't want to get blocked. I feel you can agree or get blocked. I like viewing your content, but it turns me away from engaging. This isn't true. People that are blocked are literal trolls. Unfortunately, there are always going to be trolls that feel the need to stomp on others for no reason, just be bullies. Social media allows the keyboard bully to do this from a distance. Katie Joy, do as you would if you were face-to-face and ignored them. We have your back. Trolls are the worst. I've watched her since day one. She's always been manipulative. If she disagrees, lots. It's a definite pattern. Even her pathos comment seems not well written. Child is always something to write about, and pity you don't hear how wonderful he is. Well, see, I'd like to hear how wonderful he is. I feel bad for her son. He's a real victim in all of this. My coffee isn't working, sorry. All right, Jenna's sweet tea, that's okay. Maybe when later in life. Well, I mean, well, that'd be more like abandonment, wouldn't it? Me more dragons. So maybe she felt she wasn't the center of attention at home. I don't know. I feel bad for V. She's a detached mum. I don't engage with this idiot anymore. KJ is who I'm speaking about. Everything everyone says is so true. So true. My siblings, I grew up in care, and my sister is so much like KJ. It's scary. More important, she gets more validation from strangers online than her own family. Loves to rewrite history. Yeah, that's a good point. Her upbringing in strict Christian family may have left her unsaid as a young lady. Now she's compensating with her channel. She's like know-it-all but can't take criticism. Yep. Okay. So then she says, fighting with YouTube monetization now. I've been at this for 2 hours. Sorry for the issues, everyone. Now it's too late and I'm tired. Today was the literal day from hell with my OBS totally crashing, trying to find the reason my microphone had static, only to realize it's OBS. And the problem is not my mic. I give up. Trauma can cause manipulative behavior and relationship styles. I don't see any ability to connect with others, says Sarah. I feel horrid that KJ's son never gets time with her, says Alberta. My poor mum had a horrific childhood and could not meet a kind of sympathetic lady. Okay, so then she says, Jill, Jessa Joy, Anna, and Ginger Duggar's voices may finally be heard. So that was the video that she was talking about, the one that she was fighting with YouTube on. I sure hope so. I hope so, and not the Jim Bob TLC version. Yeah, she likes her echo chamber, doesn't she? And And they're the echo chamber are the ones that she acknowledges, unfortunately. So let's have a look at her Instagram, and then I'm going to take an early night, I think, because she didn't actually post a lot today. So she posted this. Because it's Pride Month. Photo by Team Building. Well, I mean, you get paid for the views that you love this from Sister Wives Audrey Chris. So she's done that. So she shared that. Paul Caldwell, aka Kendra Jugger's dad, doesn't believe that LGBTQ people are real via QNWA. So now she's shared a story about to tell. So now she's going after the Caldwells. Lots of people addicted to social media. And it is. That's a good point. Stop the flowers. It's like being addicted to gambling or alcohol or scratchies or all of that sort of stuff. Then she said, so then she's reported this about the Janelle Evans. A podcast co-host told The Sun in April that Janelle Evans was let go from the podcast. So she shared her Twitter. Notice that she's gone for Rainbow, and then that's the Remnant Survivor. So that was her Instagram today. She shared the Rainbow stuff. That was all on. That was all her Insta was. She stole that from Jeffree Star, the Pride graphic. Delete all social media for many reasons. I won't allow them on my kids' devices, IG, Facebook, TikTok, stuff like that. It's garbage. I saw the addiction when cell phones first came out. Moms would take their kids for a walk and ignore the kids. Well, now they give their kids the phones, and the phones that you'll see the kids in their prams with their iPads. It's like, what happened to books? Joe, have a nice evening. Going back to sleep. All right, see you, Lisa. And I don't even use my name. I value privacy. Well, there won't be very little privacy. I'm very happy, though, that Australia still values privacy in some way because, people's court, you just can't go and download a court document, for example, and then talk about it on YouTube. It has to be public interest. I never allowed my son to play video games until he was a teen, and it happened. Yeah. So anyway, that was the tantrum for today. No, I was just sitting there quietly. I just had to get on with it. She was very devout faith. I cannot understand. No, I just sat quietly. Social media is more toxic than crack at times, says Alberta. Wish more parents would be more vigilant when it comes to their kids' devices. Well, and that's the thing, and that's why I've learnt a lot from Harrison, because I'm surprised what he's allowed to get away with, and some of the stuff he shows me. So she said the other day she didn't know what size 26 was in jeans. Now she's talking about the anorexic faith members who suffered from ED. All who have or in recovery know what 26 is. I see so many kids absolutely sucked into it and have every single social media app known to man. It's crazy. He says, stop and sniff the flowers. Yeah. I think faith with a combination of counselling and and intervention is very helpful. Because if you don't have hope, what have you got? No 12-year-old shouldn't have IGT got Facebook, Twitter, and then you do. They correct. What she didn't know what 26 was. Well, yeah. Because if you have no hope, then you've got hopelessness. So you need to, like, if you're trying to overcome an addiction, you need some type of hope. And so for a lot of people, they find faith. Kids twerking with their pants on TikTok these days. It's gross. Stop sifting flowers. She's so hateful. Wasn't allowed to even watch TV. Wasn't educational. Mum's only had a small mask. Well, she would actually be able to find out. Let's take a look behind. Let's take a look behind the content creator. Let's go behind the scenes. Oops. All right. I was just thinking probably KJ hasn't watched my Australian slang video and is probably trying to work out what tanty means. All right, so let's go behind the YouTube Creator Studio again. So it's just loading up. So once you're a creator, you get some of this. But once you get monetized, you get more of these. Oh, it's jumped up again. Thank you to everybody that has just subscribed. Okay, so we're going to look at analytics. Look, yeah, I don't really like speculating about everything because I don't have a qualification, but I was asked my opinion, and so I was happy to give it. But I don't usually like to. No one's allowed to come in, Dawn Travis. No, I'm still in lockdown. Like another 7 days of it. So, all right. So here we go. Look, I've lost 6 members. Oh, that's all right. And you just smile and close the door. Right, so here goes audience. So this is going to show me. So first of all, it shows me how many are returning, how many are new. It tells me when everybody watches. Okay, it tells me who everyone else watches. She's gone up to 168,000 people. She's gone up to 168,000. Other videos that they watched. Now it tells me that 66% of people are subscribed, 34% are not. It tells me 60% from the US, 12.4% from Australia, 5.9% from United Kingdom, 5.7% from Canada, 0.01% from New Zealand. So 95% of my viewers are female and 5% are male. Hello to the 5% of men that watch me. Okay, so 9.8% of viewers are between 25 and 34 years old. 35 to 44% is 29.3. 30% are between 45 and 54. 27% are between 55 and 64. And 3.4% are 65 plus. How did she get that? I don't know. I lost 10 or 12 subs the other day. So the majority of the people that watch are between 45 and 54. So there you go. So you can find out. And then it says subscribers who turned on all notifications, 30.8%, or 385 people. Subscribers who turned all notifications for your channel and enabled YouTube notifications, 22.9%. Now, what's really interesting here, it says typical on YouTube between 10 to 30%. I'm above average. Typical YouTube between 5 and 20%, 22.9%. I'm above average. Might have lied on my info when I signed that. That's okay, Meet More. You're allowed to do that. Yeah, so anyway, so these are the other videos in the last 7 days. Without a Truth Sleuth, All Things Sassy, Emily D. Baker, All Things Sassy, Renelle Smith. So they're the top, in the last 7 days, they're the top videos that they've watched. And then these are all the channels that the people watch. I can't be on here for more than 6 minutes without my 16-year-old, and I log off. So, and these are the best times. So there is a lot of information that you can get about that you can get. So I mean, that's from the last 28 days. So if I go for the last, we'll go change for the last 7 days. Let's have a look. So in the last 7 days, 69%. Subscribed 31%. Now, in the last 7 days, 97.1% have been female, 2.9% have been male. We often, so again, the 45 to 54 age range is the one. Is still the highest, and United States is still where most people view from. So there you go. So that's the last, that's how that happens. And then, so this is the results in the last 7 days. So I lost a subscriber on the 31st of May, and it looks like I'm picking up one. So, but it tells you everything. So I live it, tell, and the gentleman, yeah. So there you go. So 1.2K returning viewers. All right, so that's how that happens. So if I go back to the last 28 days, all right, so yes, it tells me that there are new viewers, 54 new viewers and 646 returning viewers. So you get all of that stats there. So, you know, you can look at it for each day. Depends on how closely you want to look at them, really. So on that day, more people were new than returning. What was that day? And it also tells you what you uploaded that day as well. So on that day, what did I published 4 videos. Oh yeah, KJ takes a day off. Oh yeah, so you can see what videos you posted on those days. YouTube may be resubscribed to you and 2 others over a week. Yeah, a few people lost that. And then this means live. So these are the lives when I go live, and then this is pre-recorded. So that's now today live. How do you know if other channels' videos? I don't know. Dawn, you don't know. It would be up to the person that runs the channel to tell you. Anyway, I hope. Hello, Cindy Sue. Well, I was told by the doctor the other day I had arthritis in my feet, in my toes, and I said, "How did that happen?" And he goes, age. He said it always happens, always catches up with you at some point in time. But yes, I've got arthritis in my feet. It means that if I if I stand up for too long, my feet. So this is like engagement. So this tells you audience retention. So who was still watching at the half-hour mark. So, and who switched off. So, and you can find out at what point everyone switched off in the video. And then the top videos that you've got. And then the top posts. And then my top playlists, which ones people have watched. And I've just started doing end screens and cards. And then it tells you how many people have clicked on them. So anyway. So there you go. So that's a little bit, let's keep going. We'll keep going. So this is the reach. So how people find me. External traffic. So Twitter, so 12% come from Twitter. There's people Google search me. They find me on Google. Gmail, DuckDuckGo. My playlists. So you can see you can get a lot of stuff. It also tells you, the searches that people do. And traffic suggested videos. So that these became suggested videos. So you can actually find out what videos got made on the suggested list. So suggested videos. So 8.5% of my traffic has come from suggested videos. And 18.4% have come from various YouTube searches. So people that have gone to Katie Joy, 18% have found me that way. So there you go. So that is the behind the scenes of YouTube analytics. So, and then this is the revenue. So you know how I said that the you know how I said that the videos, if they become yellow, they become revenue from YouTube Premium. So this is okay. So this shows you. So YouTube Premium revenue, $47 has come from YouTube Premium. So it's not the best. And then $67 have come from ads. And then that's subscriptions and super chats and everything. So, just to show you, as I said, I've got nothing, I'm happy for you all to see. I don't think it's not a secret. Plus, I think it would also help give you an understanding of how it works. But also, again, all the orange means is that you only get YouTube Premium money. You don't get the full money. So, well, I'm going to go now. I'm going to say bid farewell. And I can't do like Katie Joyce said, hello, goodbye. I've got to say goodbye to you all. Because as I said, I wasn't very well this morning. I'm still not feeling great. So I just want to go to bed. I woke up this morning in a sweat and I was so hot, had pain in the back of my head, and I knew I was going to throw up. So, as I said, I haven't eaten much today. I've drunk lots of water. So I've had a bit of a quiet one. So, but I wanted to come on and say hello to you all, talk to you all, and make sure that you're all doing well. Plus, I thought you needed to see the tanty. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for those that became members today, joined the thing, joined the choir. Yes, I'll see you later. Plan to create. I'll have some show and tell later because I was working on my stuff today. Look, I've got a monthly now. I've been working on my stuff. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully I can get a good night's sleep tonight. And I also got a text message confirming my vaccination. So, and a QR code to say that, although I heard today that the government said that the supply for the Pfizer's running out. So, and then I was thinking, knowing my luck, I'll get to my time for my injection, for my vaccination on Saturday, and they'll tell me they've run out. So yeah, I just got a text message from COVID Vax saying this is a reminder that your COVID-19 vaccination appointment is scheduled. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Well, there's 114 people watching, so thank you very much for watching. Look, if you can hit that like button. As I said, thank you for those new members, those that subscribed, those that send us super stickers, very much appreciated. Yes, first shot coming. And I've also kept the weekend fairly, like, I've kept Sunday fairly free because I don't know how I'm going to pull up on Sunday. So I don't want to have it as a day. Plus, we're still in lockdown. We're in lockdown until next Thursday at this stage. I would then imagine that it will be a slow time out again. Well, you can only, the country areas can only have 50 at church. So, you know. Oh, you want to join when you figure out how? All right. Well, I can send you a link. I'll just give me a moment and I'll send you a link. And did you notice I don't have any mods here tonight? I'm probably one of the few, I must be one of the most laid back, like, it doesn't matter if I have mods here or not. I don't chase them up. Although if I don't hear from them for a few days, I do actually check to see if they're okay. But, you know, it's like, I can deal with it all. It's like, you're such a good group. I really don't need mods. That if you click on that, feel the love, you should be able, that should take you to where you need to go. And then you get to have some special emojis. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't really care. I've never heard me mention mods. Yeah, I've got 4, 5, 4 or 5. When I first started the channel, I did give, yeah. But it's a chilled out group. I mean, we've only had a couple of, I mean, Rick's a mod. He's also had his sleep messed up, so he's sleeping most of the time when I'm live at the moment. So Rick's a mod, Poppy Seeds is a mod, Gal's a mod, Peter's a mod. Then I've got Harmony, but she can't make it in all the time. And I've got Hell Froze Over. She's had some personal issues to deal with. Yeah. Oh, you don't understand the rest? Oh. I'd have to click on it to remember how to do it. I can talk you through it if you like. I just clicked on the link myself. So click join. So then you click, it says join. And so you just, it's not letting me do it. Then you just click on the left-hand side, what one you want, whether you want. So mine's showing you in Australian dollars. And I'm very much aware that I haven't given all the members all their perks yet. I'm still working on that. So you just pick on the left-hand side, which one you want, and then click join. Is my understanding. It is such a relaxed chat, and that's what that's the environment that I've tried to create. So deliberately, where we can all learn from each other and have different opinions and be more than happy. So I hope that helps feel the love with that. So, oops, with that, I've got to get this camera sorted out, fixed up. Oh, I said to my son today, I said, oh, can you tell me when you're free? Because I need help to change my room around. He goes,
Well, the question is, when am I not free? I said, well, you give me a time and a date and I'll book it in. I know you feel bad. I'll work on it. Thank you so much. Oh, no, that's all right. Feel the love. That's okay. I can, that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on other than that. But yeah, as I said, thank you, everybody, again. So, all right. So I'm going to head off now and go to bed. I get my coffee and diamond painting set up. It's my time. Cool. Nice. All right. And I'll catch you all tomorrow, which is my Friday night in lockdown.